Hello everybody. Arm balancing is challenging. If you don't like it, you're not alone. But we're going to do a little video to help you maybe sort through some things, maybe some questions you have about arm balancing, and maybe it'll help. Maybe not. I don't know. See what you think. Hi everybody. This is a little bit more of an advanced yoga practice today. We're going to use some arm balances and we're going to learn about them to help our practice a little bit, our yoga practice. So with arm balances, the wrists tend to be an issue. To help strengthen this area, we want to strengthen the forearms. So if you have tools at home like stress balls, you can squeeze those to help strengthen the forearms. If you have, there's a hand strengthening, there's a tool that you can squeeze. I don't remember the name of it, maybe a gripper tool. And that's going to help strengthen the forearms as well. But practice is also a big part of this. And learning to know your limits. So taking care of your body. If you have blocks handy, that's a nice thing for your crow posture if you want to practice crow. And again, keep in mind this is all about practice. So be patient with yourself and let's have some fun. We're going to do a few different arm balances. So the first one we're going to try is the traditional crow. So we're going to squat down. The hands are planted to the floor and the fingers are spread wide like crow's feet. Now, if you have a block, I call it a perch. You can also step on the block like a perch and lift your feet up higher. So the floor, you're bringing the floor up higher with the block. That's an option. There's a couple of different ways to practice crow. So when we practice coming forward into the hands, bringing the weight there, that might be a nice way to just start your practice and stay there. Stay with this level of crow. So just coming forward and back, transferring the weight from the hands back to the feet. Right? This might be your practice today. This might be your crow practice until you feel confident and strong enough to do a little bit more. If you're up for more now, there's a couple of different ways. We're going to do one and then we're going to do the other. Okay? So the first way is concentrating on the knees, hugging the outer arms in. When I do that, my back is going to round, which is really great. I want my back to round. So I'm squeezing the knees into the arms. I'm allowing the back to round. And I'm going to lift my hips up. I'm on the balls of my feet. I'm going to lift my hips up and then I'm going to transfer my weight forward into my hands. And I'm still working on the knees, squeezing the arms inward and helping to round the spine. When I feel confident to lift one foot, I'm going to do so. And then I'm going to practice by lowering that foot down and lifting the other foot. I'm looking to the floor in front of my hands. I'm going to lower that foot and I'm going to come back. Now I'm going to evaluate how my hands feel, how my wrists feel, what they look like, and making sure I have everything set up properly. I want to spread my fingers wide. I'm using my breath. My fingers are spread wide, but I'm also gripping the floor with my fingertips and my knuckles are pressing down more than the heel of my hand. I want to focus on that. Fingertips and knuckles. That's what I have pressing down and strong. And I'm thinking of a tree frog. How the tips of the fingers are, it's like a suction cup hand. That's what I want. I want to suction cup my hand down to the floor. If you're ready to practice the full crow, you're going to take a deep breath in, lift your hips up, squeeze in with the knees, take a deep breath, transfer weight forward, lift one foot, look forward and down to the floor, and maybe lift the other foot up. Squeeze fingertips, breathe, and then lower the feet down to the ground. Now that's one form of crow practice. Let's take a moment, lift your hands up, and shake out the wrists. Another form of crow that I don't really prefer myself because it takes a lot of core work, which is really good if you're into that. but the training process can be very bruising on the upper arm. So you want to be careful with that. So this is what this looks like. So now your knees are in. You're going to lift your hips up. The knees are actually almost digging right into the armpit area. And we transfer the weight forward, squeezing fingertips, lift one foot, breathe, and then see if we want to lift the other foot. So it is similar, okay, it's similar, but for me, my knees slip down, which is why I would prefer to use the outer grip with my legs and squeeze in. So let's practice that one more time. Hips lift. Take a breath, rock forward with the knees right into the armpit area. Lift one foot, breathe, and then maybe the other. Now for me, that kills my arms. I don't prefer it, but you do what feels good for you. Side crow. So now we bring the knees together. Maybe fall a little bit. For most people, the right side is going to be the easier side to do. So let's do that one first. Bring your hands over to that side, your right side. And I'm doing the same as you. We plant the hands evenly. Shoulder width. I want my elbows to form a bench. So the front elbow is making contact with the side of my right knee. My right elbow is eventually going to make contact with my right hip, okay? Currently, it's floating in the air. But when I lift my hips up and then I lean my body, there my right hip makes contact with the elbow. And that's what I want. So take a deep breath in. Lift, lean, and then see if your feet want to lift. Head is off the ground. And then lower the feet down to the ground. So again, this is a practice, okay? The more you do it, the stronger you're going to feel. But again, strengthening the forearms is going to be really key with all this. Let's come to the other side. Hands are grounded. We have a bench. We're making a bench with the elbows. Planted, fingers wide. Deep breath in. Lift, lean, tilt, and see if the feet want to come up. Good. It's all about practice. And you'll practice more if you enjoy it more. So learning to enjoy it is key. Let's come up the wall. I'm going to use the window here behind me, the window wall. So I think my husband just cleaned the windows, so he's going to kill me. What are you going to do? Practicing handstand, okay? So using the wall is really a great thing to do. When you practice handstand using the wall, you want to do like a downward dog against the wall, okay? So if I do my downward dog against the wall, and then lift one foot onto the wall behind you, and give yourself a little lift up. Bring the other foot to the wall as well. So now you're in a jackknife position. So you're going to push the ground away, breathe, and then you can lift one leg up towards the sky. Squeeze the fingertips into the floor, breathe, and then switch. Do the other leg up towards the sky. Just keep breathing. Push the ground as much as you can. Push, 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 push. And lower both feet down to the ground. Take a moment to just notice how that feels. That's one way to practice that arm balance. Another way is to face a wall with your handstand. So same principle. You're doing a downward dog. And you're going to lift one leg up and just kick until the other leg feels light and wants to lift as well. And eventually, you might lift up and bring your feet to the wall. If you're feeling very strong, you can move farther away from the wall. Legs up the wall, and you're going to look at the fingertips and work on pushing the ground away as much as you can. Move your feet off the wall. That feels good. And make your way slowly down when you're ready by lowering one leg first and then the other. It's a major workout. And like I said, practice, practice, practice. But if it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Don't have to do it. There's many ways to strengthen, breathe, get the heart pumping. Arm balances are a really fun way, or can be, if you're up for it. If you're not up for it, that's okay. I hope you all learned a little something today. If you have any questions, I'm totally out of breath. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm here. And I hope you're all having an amazing day. Namaste.